What is up, guys? Welcome back to Rip City Rundown. It is the first podcast, I guess, technically, of the second half of the season, and not a ton to talk about because we've now gone about a week without a Blazer game. We had no Blazer game actually since the last pod, but we'll recap All-Star Weekend, talk about Dame's performance there, and then we'll do a little, I guess, preview, not necessarily, but discuss some major topics going into the second half of the season. We'll talk Simon's injury. We'll talk when will Nurk be back? Will he be back the first game? And then we'll kind of go in depth on the next couple games before the next podcast. So with that being said, I'm gonna send it to you, West. First reactions from All-Star Weekend. I feel like this was like kind of the most I've seen from Dame all All-Star Weekend. Obviously, he won the three-point
Well,
contest, so
funny you say that. I was kind of going back through past All-Star game highlights. And this was not his best All-Star game performance. I think last year or the year before was when he hit the game winner from like half court, more or less. But yeah, hey, he gets his 3-point contest champion title. So good for him. I didn't watch it live, but I saw the highlights, and guess what? You know how Dame won it? You know how Dame won the 3-point contest? He had to be clutch, and that's what Dame is. It's kind of cool. Dame is known as the clutch star in the league. You know, he now has 2 All-Star game winners. And before we can talk about how utterly disgraceful effort is in the All-Star game. It's just a dunk and 3-point show. Like Tatum
it
at
still might be
55.
better than the Blazers defense, but
Damn.
That is brutal. That's true. It was a good All-Star weekend. Were you done saying what you were gonna say, Wes?
More or less.
Yeah. Yeah, it was cool. I feel like this All-Star weekend was a lot better than previous years. The dunk contest was actually like good this year. I'd say this was the best
I
contest.
thought it was pretty good. Yeah.
I thought it was the best one since 2016, if I'm not gonna lie, since the Zach LaVine, Aaron Gordon one.
What? Okay, can I make a point?
All right, make a
I was
point.
gonna make this point in the I'll save them. I'll save the majority of the point for later. But the fact that I can't remember a good main dunk contest since 2016 just shows how bad it's been. Like obviously, like I forgot Simons won the dunk contest. I'm not gonna lie.
That was honestly a terrible dunk contest.
Yeah, blew the cupcake. Yeah.
Oh,
Mac
he did blow a
McClung,
cupcake.
He blew KD out.
I,
Pause.
Okay. So Shaden Sharp should have played. That would have been awesome to see him and Mac McClung go right
No,
at it. But
Mac was hype.
yeah, that was awesome. He had 350 points, didn't miss a dunk, just sensational performance. Everything you want from a dunk contest, contestant. But it was a solid All-Star weekend. But yeah, back to work. Here we go. Second half of the season, we got a lot. We need to win some games, boys. We need to win some games, or we're not making the
Yes, we
playoffs.
do.
And I want to watch some playoff basketball.
Oh my
this
gosh.
Let me
spring.
say something
Basketball's
quickly.
So bad.
Quickly on the dunk contest. If
Yeah.
Shane Sharp was in it, then it would have been A, more entertaining, and B, Shane Sharp would have won.
I do think that like Mac will be in it next year probably because normally they try to bring back the champion and he said he would be in it if they brought him back. But a lot like given the fact that Shaden's had like 10 legit like highlight film dunks already, people actually understand how good he is. So like even in the comments, a lot of people on like ESPN or House of Highlights were like Sharp would have won it if he was in. Like a lot of the comments more than you would think from a Blazers player.
He's getting that
So
reputation.
I think yeah, he can gain that reputation, and I think like I don't know if we'll see him in it next year, but I think that could be setting itself up to be pretty freaking good next year if he
Yep.
does indeed do it. So
That would be sweet.
another thing. How about Dame in the Weber State jersey? That was pretty
That
cool.
was cool.
That was
Oh,
cool.
yeah.
And the joke
joke.
of that is that's the tweet that Dame finally takes off a Blazer jersey and wins something, or takes off a Blazer jersey and
He
finally
was
wins
bubble
something.
MVP in the Blazer jersey.
Good point. He did win MVP.
Yeah, true.
He does have an MVP to his name.
Yeah, it is Mickey Mouse.
And he does have a
literally.
championship, technically, Summer League. Do we count that?
He was in Cancun during that time.
Dame's
He didn't even know the Blazers won. He was chilling by the
Oh,
pool.
yeah, I remember that.
video.
Dame's
Right.
resume is 3-point champion in Weber State jersey, Summer League champ, and bubble MVP.
Yeah, all
All those were
I mean,
all of the things that the Blazers have been successful at. So he won it in the Weber State jersey. not in the Blazer jersey. He won in the bubble jersey where it didn't even say his last name on the back. So can we really count that as a Blazer jersey? Because it's not a
I don't
true
know.
Blazer jersey. And then what else did you say he won?
He was-
Summer. Technically, the Blazers won the summer league, and he had no shirt on because he was by the pool with Simons. So
Yeah.
Speaking of summer league, or not speaking of summer league, speaking of Trendon Watford, summer league MVP, who is a player? It might be Watford, might not be. Who's a player that you're looking that's going to really take the next step in the second half and really contribute?
shade him.
Gary
Shit.
Payton. Just kidding. I'm gonna say Matisse Thybulle.
Oh,
Matisse.
Cody, why'd you have
I
to
like
say
that.
that, bro? I was
Yeah,
over it. I kind of
bring-
forgot that had
I completely
happened
forgot that
last night.
happened too. So
Yeah. Matisse Thybulle. No.
I say
Good
Shaden.
riddance.
I say Shaden because the 3 or 4 games leading up to the All-Star break, we saw him like he looked like more of a pro. He looked more confident. I think he went into the All-Star break having games of what was it like 13, 15, and 13 on all over 50% shooting, all over 50% from 3. You would think,
Yeah.
and this is a discussion we can have real quick, you would think he would slide into the starting role with Simons out now for presumably
True.
4 to 6 weeks, maybe even more.
I'm sorry, you're
True.
talking about Sharp, right?
Talking about Sharp, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And with him sliding in there, obviously we're going to need a magical Dame run, probably if we want to make the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
But Sharp could come in and definitely, I feel like if he's in the starting role playing 30 plus minutes a game, he could see his points per game average jump up to like 15 for the second half of the season. So
Yeah. There is really just not a lot of time left. I mean, we're at the end of
I think we have
February.
like 25 games left or something.
Yeah, we have like a week more in February, not even. We have that March and then 4 games in April till April 9th. 5 games in April. That's it. That's all the
So-
time we have. Like we cannot be losing games now. Like it is go time.
Ooh, I put out this tweet, which was I was definitely like, what's the word, like picking at straws or I don't, do you know what I'm trying to say?
Grasping at straws.
Like never mind.
Come on, bro. Talk.
I don't know what it is. But
You're nitpicking.
I guess kind of. I'm grasping for straws. Maybe that's I don't know what it is.
Just
But
explain it, bro.
this guy tweeted Dame the last
Stupid.
time he played in the All-Star game, which was 2021. He made a half-court shot and made a game-winning 3. He did the same thing in 2023. Deja vu? Question mark. And then I added his back coming off of the All-Star break. His backcourt partners with an injury in 2021. CJ was hurt with a foot injury. Nurkic hurt for part of the season in 2021.
Wait,
Nurk was hurt for part
It's
of the season.
2021.
We know how it ends.
So how Well, I'm just saying they're gonna be the 1 seed. We're gonna be the 8 seed.
That's something I didn't add. I said we made a little noise at the deadline to shake things up a bit. We add Matisse, we add Reddish. We get
Made a
off
little
of,
noise.
What we did.
If you consider Reddish and Thibault noise,
We shook. I said that's why I said little.
Yep.
the biggest
We
noise
shook. We
from the
traded.
All-Star
We
break-
traded Gary Trent Jr. For Norman. So that means if we're on
God,
track
don't
for this,
remind me.
we're gonna have a nice second half run because at the All-Star break we were a 500 team last in 2021, and we'll make the playoffs. Deja vu.
Wait, so we
That's where it ends. That's where it ends. It doesn't. It
What-
ends once we make the playoffs. Then things can change.
All right.
And the things that will change will be winning the
Uh-huh.
finals because Matisse Thybulle, baby. See,
Oh my gosh.
here's the Blazers. Here's Matisse Thybulle. See, he just the glue connect together. See that?
Okay, so
That's poor.
I'm gonna be the Debbie
I
Downer.
just had a broken pencil
Yeah, I
behind
know.
me, so I decided to do that. What West?
I'm gonna be the Debbie Downer. I'm usually the guy who makes really positive takes that are always
Eh.
wrong.
Yeah, you're right, I guess.
I don't want the Blazers to make the playoffs.
Okay.
What-
Okay. Elaborate on that because this is a conversation that Blazer fans are having.
I think that the Blazers are better off next year and the year after that and the year after that. Just that in the future, if we get a lottery pick this year, because I think we can utilize that pick this summer.
Mhm.
I think if we get another lottery pick and hopefully assume the Knicks make the playoffs, because let's be honest, this situation is shaping up to the New Orleans situation last year. We were like, oh, we're going to get a lottery pick and a back half lottery pick. And then New Orleans decided to sell or whatever happened. New Orleans had to keep their pick. I think the Knicks make the playoffs, have 2 lottery picks. You
Well,
can
the pick would
use-
the pick wouldn't be a lottery pick. It would be the next pick, but it would be like 16 to 20.
Okay.
'Cause,
Well,
yeah.
yeah. It'd be
Back
Yeah,
end,
but-
basically
sorry.
back end lottery.
when I think of lottery, I think of top 10. If you're 11 through 14 in the lottery, like honestly, whatever. So but yes, you're right. It is technically not a lottery pick. It's lottery protected. So you have 2 first round picks to play with. And then you got to think For Jeremy Grant, it was the number 25 pick. So you can go get something with a first round pick. And first round picks are extremely valuable. So if you have 2 first round picks, one being a lottery, you just opens up so much more options. You can go Ant. I mean, you could trade Ant in that first for Siakam. Would you do that?
I
And go
probably would.
Dame Sharp, Grant, Siakam, and Nurk.
Here is my rebuttal to
Let me
that. To
then
why?
hold on. The
Okay,
very
keep
last
going.
thing I'd say
Sure,
is
keep
you
going.
now have another pick to where you don't have to just waste because you also have the problem with Chicago and unlocking all those picks. So if you have a second pick, it just gives you more flexibility. And let's be honest, the Blazers aren't going to win the title. They're just not. Kevin Durant
Yeah.
is in Phoenix. Okay.
Here's why.
Yeah.
Here's why I think
Well-
we need to make the playoffs, or because obviously making the playoffs, there's never a
If we make the
downside to making the
playoffs,
playoffs.
if we make the
But
playoffs,
here's
we
the thing:
unlock it.
then we don't have our pick this year. Then we so-called, like you're saying, we unlock our picks. We finally can give our pick to Chicago for 2023, and that means we can trade any pick up until 2030. So basically, would you rather have all of your own picks and have like 4 or 5 future picks that are your own, plus that next pick, or would you rather have this year's pick, which is a more surefire, going to be obviously a top 10, 15 pick, plus the next pick? And
It's fair. Fair
because
question.
if I think that this year's pick is more valuable than the future picks, if you're gonna try to go
Well-
get like not a top tier star, but if you're gonna try to go get a top tier star, then you have to have a ton of draft capital because none of the picks the Nets traded or the Suns traded to the Nets are necessarily lottery picks. They could be, but they're all
I
the way until like
think
2030.
what it
They
comes
just
down
see
to
they just see
is
it's 4 and they like it.
Mhm.
I think what it comes down to is what time. Like, here's the thing. Like, obviously, I'm all aboard the Dame timeline, but I also don't want to just grind to get Dame a title, don't get it, and then we're actually like the Rockets for the next 10 years.
I want to grind to
Yeah.
get damn a title.
Okay, well, guess what?
I know
30
that's so
teams
dumb.
grind every year to get a title. And I take that back. 10 teams grind every year to get a title. Like the Bucks have been the best team in the league for the past 4 years, and they have 1 title.
All I want is one.
I get that. How many do the Clippers have since getting Kawhi Leonard and Paul George? How many did the Nets have with the big 3? I'm just saying, like a lot of have to
No,
go
you're
right.
right. I don't think, look, and I've said this like since we started this podcast, I don't think we're ever gonna win a championship with Dame. Like, I'm just gonna, like, I just say it. Obviously, that doesn't mean I don't want
that's
it.
not. I'm not arguing that we're not. I'm just saying, tanking this year or not, if you want to tank, then you're kind of saying that you are more for the future. And if you're going to make the playoffs now and unlocking picks now, so you can burn picks in the future, then you want to make the playoffs. It depends on what you want.
It's
Obviously,
not.
we
No,
all want
it's-
both, and we want to walk that line of contend with Dame now, kind of build with the future. That's kind of what the roster is right now, minus the
Mhm.
contending part. But it's a
Yeah.
Dame and a lot of young guys.
Yikes.
Well,
problem
let's
is-
be honest, we have a losing record.
What was that?
It's not
I don't
yikes.
know.
It's just the way it is.
I just really did not want to talk this year. I didn't think we would have to talk this year at all about tanking and all this, especially after that
Look,
glamorous start to the season. But
the crazy
now
thing is, like,
it's just crazy.
I
'Cause-
know we're sitting in the 12 seed, but we're exactly where I think all of us at the beginning of the season predicted us to be record wise.
I thought we'd be.
I
a
didn't
little
think we'd
better.
be under 500.
Yeah, it's just. God, I didn't think this season we would have to actually be.
What are we,
talking
27 and
about
29?
tanking.
20 and 30?
27 and 29.
No,
Okay, I thought we'd be 29 and 27.
even if we
I thought we
were,
wouldn't. I thought we wouldn't lose to OKC 3 freaking times.
the
fair.
problem is the West also just got so much more stacked. Like if it was before the trade deadline and we were in the same spot, I'd be feeling a
Also,
little bit
like,
better. But it's just the
People
West
forget,
is
like,
so stacked.
we're
Like I'm
yeah,
sorry, real quick, but like winning in Ball Arena 4 times, please.
facts. But like, we're 3 games out of the 5 seed or however many. There's also 7 teams between us and the 5
You're
seed.
right,
Like,
yeah.
are every team just gonna suck and we're just gonna go off?
I
Like-
look, I said preseason, I made a prediction video. I said we were gonna be the 9 seed.
I said we'd be
And-
I said we'd be the 7.
I feel like if we like the difference between the 9 and 7, like not like by games, but just like by what you have to do to make the playoffs. Sure, you have to play an extra game to make it, but like it's really not that much different. You're probably not gonna win the first round no matter what. So like again,
The difference between the 7 and the 9 is very big. You get a home game and
Yes.
just win and you're in on a home game, as
no,
opposed
but I
to
was saying like once you make it, you're probably not gonna make the playoffs anyway. Or not make the
Mhm.
playoffs. You're probably not gonna win your first round series anyway.
sure, but I mean,
So like
Look, there's not unless it's the only team.
But like if you said
the
going
only
into
team
this,
I'm scared of are the Suns. I'm only scared of the Suns, and I'm scared of the Nuggets just because those are. I just feel like
we do play them close. Like it's always a
sure,
great game.
but do we win?
No.
No.
I just think like
The Grizzlies, I'd like to play. That'd be fun.
sure if we
Mhm.
were 2 games above 500 instead of 2 games under 500, at the end of the day that would be a big difference. We probably would be like the 7 seed or something.
Yeah, and then you're not thinking about tanking because you're inside the line.
Exactly. That's why I'm kind of at the same spot I was at the beginning of the season. And if my expectation was to be the 9 seed, then going into the season, I should have already been thinking about tanking should be
We're
better.
also not healthy.
I-
Simons is hurt. Nurk is hurt. Winslow's hurt.
Yeah,
Grant
that's
was in
gonna
concussion
I
hurt
do
our
want to know
chances.
is Nurk? They said Nurk's gonna be back after the All-Star break. Does that mean he's back the first game?
I don't know, but
Does
if
that
we
help?
don't string together wins really quickly, if we don't string together like 4 out of 6 while Simons is out, I guarantee you Simons will not play
And
again this.
the thing is, these first 4 to 6 games are like I don't know. We keep saying it. Oh,
Crucial.
this is the time, but like it's really crucial. We play at the Kings, who even though the Kings are the 3 seed, we can feel confident that we can win that game.
Hey, that's gonna have first game of the season vibes.
At the end of the day, it is Sacramento.
Then we come home, we play the Rockets.
When
Don't care how bad we are.
Rockets.
We have Damian
Win.
Lillard. We're not losing to the Rockets. Then we go at the Warriors at Chase. We've
Hell no.
already still possibly no Curry
fair.
is at Chase. Then we come home against the Pelicans. No Zion, but
And they're
still
going on a
Pelicans
7-game
are-
road trip.
Then we go to Atlanta. We can beat
Hey.
Atlanta. They just fired Nate McMillan.
I can't go to that game. I never win. Well, first off, if I go to that game, then I guarantee you Dame wouldn't be playing.
But then we go at Magic, at Pistons. That's the first 7 games.
Okay.
You can
look,
I can
look,
say
I
5
agree.
and 2.
I agree, but did we beat the Magic at home?
Exactly. That's why I'm saying it's so crucial.
The question is, will we win? We think we are, but will
Okay,
we?
so that's 6
At
games
least we're
or
looking
7
at
games.
Story
that's 7
of the
games,
one
5 and
all
2.
season
Say we go
long.
If we
5 and
don't-
2.
If we don't go at least, if we have a losing record in those games, then I guarantee you, then it's towel time.
We could be 33 and 32. That winning percentage would obviously, assuming like everyone else stays at the same winning percentage, we're inside the line after those 5 games or 7 games. Like it's so quickly things can change, but at the same time, so quickly things can just plummet. So
3-game losing streak, that's toast. We're done. Like we're to
I
the point
think-
where if we
I
go on a
think the
losing streak,
Blazers
it's over.
are going to try to make the playoffs. Obviously, they're going to try because I can't imagine Dame after making the playoffs every single season other than his rookie season is going to want to miss the playoffs two years in a row, just because like that's who he is. And B,
Look, the one
it's not like last year where there is like no positive to making the playoffs. Like we could have made the play-in last year at the end of the day. Remember, like we were even with how bad we were right outside the play-in the whole time. We had to shut
one-
everyone down.
the one thing
No.
that's
There's a reason to make the playoffs.
the one thing that's worth it when trying the one thing that's a positive if we make the playoffs is you get to see some young guys be thrown into the fire. You get to see Sharp look 4 playoff games, hopefully longer. Hopefully it's double digit playoff games. No, hey, you just win a series, it's double digit.
You'd have to
Because
go
we're not
3 series
sweeping.
because I was gonna say we're gonna sweep.
Well,
I think this year is like other than not
Well,
like
if we-
past
if we-
years because
if we play the
I-
Nuggets and
I think making the playoffs is more valuable than ever for this current roster, just given the fact that it is young. Like it's more
Mhm.
valuable to make the playoffs this year than it is when we were in 17 when we made it as the 8th seed and got swept by the Warriors with Aminu and Plumlee. Like
Mhm.
it's a little more valuable this year. And again, it's also valuable because if you make playoffs, you unlock the pick. But if you also don't make the playoffs, you get your lottery pick. So I think it's a win-win, as
Yeah.
kind of bad as it sounds.
It's also just, I mean, we're in the worst position in basketball. We are the worst team in the league. That's trying. Like, you cannot be in a worse position. We're not.
So-
I think the
fact,
Wizards
that
are in a
is a
worse
bar.
position.
That is
The
a
the
bar.
Wizards are in a worse position.
It's just
We
okay.
just got-
Fine.
no,
We're
well,
bottom
that's-
5 in position.
hold
wise,
on.
though.
Yeah,
Like,
we
the
are.
Wizards
we are.
are in a worse position, but they just cleaned our clock. Like
They did clean our clock.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Cody said, we're the worst team in the league at trying. That's so
We
funny.
are. Like one of, I guess you could argue Toronto. Well, they beat us like 10
Bro,
times.
and
so-
that's why we're
Mhm.
already on a we're on a path. And when the point comes of going after a star, Joe Cronin's got to swing. He's got to go for it. Neil
Like the
Olshey never did
Blazers
that.
has made me so. The Blazers have made me so disappointed to the point where if we played the Thunder in a playoff series, I would not be confident.
Speaking of a star,
You think Joel Embiid?
hear me out. Hear me out. Again, this is a pipe dream, guys. This is Portland, Oregon. At the end of the day, it's a pipe dream.
Yeah.
There's tons of rumors right now that James Harden wants to go back to Houston, and he's a free agent at the end of the year. Say Philadelphia flames out in the first round. Process over. It's
Process
over. They're losing Harden. They want to
Yeah.
build around Maxey and get more young talent in. We trade Simons, Nurk, like 5 firsts. Take out a couple firsts, throw Sharp in there instead. You bring in Joel Embiid. You got a core of Embiid, Grant, Dame. That I don't care. That's the best duo in the league.
Yeah, you have to just go for it in that
Again,
situation. Like
That's
throw
just
away
a
your
pipe dream.
future.
I only say that just because like this picture, last time a Blazer player was like this, covering their mouth like this, it was Jeremy Grant. And I know they're
my
different
gosh.
tiers, but
Stop. Please stop.
How do you figure out that reference? Okay, well,
hey, I didn't throw out the idea. I'm not even gonna say who did, but
Bro,
I
just,
know.
just hear me out. Last All-Star break, Dame for breakfast on the day of the All-Star game also had eggs. That means we're making the playoffs.
yeah, dude, it's true.
I'm just saying, like we talk about all the time how there's gonna be a random star that we don't know that's gonna ask out. I just threw out a random star. Like
The problem
Kevin
is we never-
Durant. Who knew Kevin Durant was gonna 1 out? Well, at this time last year,
Dude, it's
when they were a
Kevin
top.
Durant. It's a snake.
Yeah,
Okay, so
snakes
you
thrive.
knew he was leaving?
Hey, snakes thrive in the
I-
desert.
okay,
not
first of
Portland,
all-
Oregon.
There's
First
going to
of
be a
all-
top 10 player that's going to
first
ask
of
out.
all-
It could be Dame. Who knows?
We knew that Kyrie doesn't play. Kyrie has every excuse in the book, and as soon as Kyrie asked out, you knew KD was gonna ask out. Why
Yeah,
would KD
I
come
said
in
at
by
this
himself?
time last year, when they were a top 4 seed, no one expected anything.
Yeah.
Okay, sure, but
Obviously,
we're not gonna,
now you did.
we're okay, sure, but okay. So you're saying because we're a year out,
I'm not saying Joel Embiid. I'm saying a star. I'm sorry. Should I have used a different example? Should I have used Pascal Siakam? Because that's what everyone is saying, even though there's been it's been the same thing. There's been no evidence. Like there's no evidence of any star being ready to go. Carl Anthony Towns.
We don't have a
knows?
package to get Joel Embiid.
We do though. We have
We
if
do
we
not.
make the playoffs, we'll have all of our picks. We're one of the only teams in the league that have all of our picks, and we.
Bro,
at
if
the
it
end
was
of the
so
day,
easy, then
Simons
why
and
wouldn't, dude, if it was so easy, then why doesn't Joe Cronin just do it?
we have no
I don't
picks
know.
right now because Neil Olshey's a cop. Whoa,
He didn't say it. That's not getting bleached.
Listen,
It's just
like
yeah.
Okay, even if bro,
I think you can't tell me like what's a better package out there where you can also still keep your star and right now your second best player, Jeremy Grant. You have 2 of the like most valuable
Okay,
young
the-
guards in the league.
That's just a decision you have to make. And if you are a tanking team 3 years down the line and Dame's about to retire and you suck, that's just something you're gonna have to live
Like
with.
Joe Cronin has
Well,
had
you-
zero
you would-
ability
you
to
would
make
do
the
that
move.
for Embiid, but I just don't know why the Sixers would ever trade him. He's almost
Why
like
would the
he's
Nets ever
untouchable to
trade-
me.
Yeah, Kevin Durant's untouchable and he got traded. And you could argue a Simon Sharp in all of our picks is just as valuable as
Because
Mikal Bridges.
Durant, okay, sure, Embiid could theoretically ask out, but the
Because
only
Dame,
reason why
like it's the
Yeah, the
same thing
only
with like
reason-
Dame 2 years ago. You lose in
Durant's
the first round,
untouchable.
and he could
Okay,
almost
I'm-
asked out.
I'm sorry, but everyone in Brooklyn, that's just they're a different level of just like they are so
Okay.
unloyal to any like it's like I cannot compare KD and Embiid. Embiid was part of the process. He's probably a little more loyal. Obviously, if there's any
Okay, but
You said
over the
name-
years,
name
there's been
the
so
top
many
3
stars that have asked out.
if you said name the top 3 stars 2 years ago that have the best chance of asking out, I would have named all 3 on the Nets. And you
Stars
would
will
too.
ask out, but the problem is I don't think any of them want to come to Portland, Oregon. But we'll see. What's the best player we've been traded for in the last like 20 years? Like, I can't even think of anything. God damn.
Jeremy
I
Grant,
can't think of anything.
probably.
Yeah, he's not even an all-star, bro. And we're talking about superstar.
Low
Oh,
key
it's
Nurk.
just a wet dream that'll
Look.
never happen.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, we talk about making the swing. I'm sorry, like, you have to, like, what do you want me to say? Do you want me to say, just talk about, oh, we're gonna make a swing for John Collins? I'm just throwing out,
No.
we have packages. Obviously, people don't necessarily want to come to Portland,
Sure,
but
look,
it is
you're
also,
right.
I'm
The
sorry, it's
Sixers
Joel
burn out.
Embiid. I should have used
No,
like
no, it's fine.
someone
It's-
else. I don't know who.
I'm just
I
saying,
think that's
like,
the most realistic of top 10 players, probably.
Mhm.
other than Dame. Let's be honest.
Well, I mean, it's the same argument as like, oh, like the Celtics flame out in the first round and then JB wants to ask out. Like,
But I think the reason I said Sixers is because Harden's a free agent and they've never had any success. Like
That's
they've made
true.
one conference finals. They've, as much as everyone wants to act like Joel Embiid's some like great winner, he's won just as much as Dame, which is kind of funny to say. Like
Hmm.
or like
again,
why can't it be the Heat with
yeah,
they flame
it
out, they
could,
miss the playoffs, Jimmy Butler comes and they want to build around
yeah,
Tyler
it
Hero.
could be. It could be.
I know, but you just said it. You're taking a picture of Damon and Embiid talking like NBA stars can't talk to each other, and they do, and all of a sudden link to Portland.
I just should have brought someone else up.
No, I'm not saying you have to. You're taking it so
I was
personally.
more so
I'm
having
not saying
fun.
that.
I was more so having fun and showing the picture, kind of like spark the conversation. Be like, hey, look at this picture. I mean, again,
Well, I mean,
any star could
I just
ask
watched
out.
the video. I watched the video of LeBron and Dame talking. Dame to Lakers?
LeBron to Portland. Bronny goes to
LeBron
Oregon.
Absolutely not. LeBron would rather retire than go to Portland.
I doubt that actually. I bet Portland is in the top
Portland
half
would,
of teams he would join because Nike headquartered
and
So
Bronny
wait,
could go to Oregon.
University,
Bronny might go to Oregon.
top half. You think?
like top
So you're saying
15
if
out of the 30 NBA
you
cities. Yeah.
pulled the Blazers against a random team, they have a 50% chance of being better.
Oh no, for being
pretty good.
landing destinations for LeBron James.
I mean, that's just
I'm saying.
average, I guess. I mean,
But then we're paying two people 60 million, so I don't know how that's gonna go. But you know,
well, regardless of who it is, the Blazers need to take a swing in the summer. And it could be Embiid. That would be insane. I think that would be really dumb by the Sixers. But if Embiid asks out, and there's players have all the leverage these days, anything's possible.
Like what? I feel like every single player we say it'll be like that. That's insane. Why would a player do? Why would a team do that? Or
there's a
like,
first for everything.
there's
It would
no
happen.
chance there's no chance Portland would get it. So like, why do we even talk about making a swing?
I'm
If
sure Suns fans never thought they would get
Well,
KD.
Siakam makes sense to me just because the Raptors. I would say honestly, I'd give a higher probability to one of the Clippers, one of those two Clips, only because they've actually had zero success and they can't stay healthy. I would probably give.
I do just think people like, I think the Sixers could make a run this year, and like they have, obviously they have the talent, but like they've they haven't won at all. Like they've won just as much as the Clippers. Like they both made a conference finals, and
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. So
And
do you
I-
think if the 76ers go out in the second round, basically this whole thing
I think
is
it also
it's
all
in-
hinges on if Harden leaves
yeah,
too.
depends on if Harden leaves, which I mean if Harden goes to the Rockets and they get Wembanyama, that'd be nuts. But
And I
Mhm.
don't think like at the end of the day, the Sixers wouldn't be the one to trade Embiid, obviously.
yeah, he'd
It
have
would
to
just
ask
come from
out.
Embiid. And again, I
But
don't see even if he does ask out Portland at the end of the day, like you said, people have like their
there's just
people have power.
28 other teams that are going to be interested. I just don't know if the Blazers would have the best offer. I get we'd have 4 future first round picks and 2 incredibly highly thought of guards and filler and Yusuf Nurkic. But
It's just salary.
I'm kidding. That was Nurk
That's
called it
but
stray there.
he's
Hey,
out.
we
Let's be
wanted
honest.
Nurk out this trade deadline, but now that he's on the team, we gotta love him again. Even if you
Yeah, back
don't
on good
really
vibes.
do in the back of it, good vibes with Nurk. We grind and see how far we can go with him.
My just overall confidence. I'm just gonna keep it real. My confidence in the Blazers right now is just low. Like I'm low key taking on the like the thought process of I'm gonna assume they're gonna do something bad until they do something good because for my whole
Oh yeah, I
career
have
as
no
a fan.
confidence either. Let's be honest.
Well, yeah, but you're like, you're bringing up great options, and I'm just like, why in the world would the Blazers do that? Considering the best person we brought in is Jeremy Grant, and that was last year, which I guess is under the new GM. Like, if this is what I'll give credit for. If Joel Embiid became available, and I believe he'd swing, I believe
Yeah.
he'd go for it. Not saying the Sixers accept the offer, although if it is Embiid, they would, I guess it's custom to send him to the other conference. Like, I don't know why the Sixers would send him to like the Knicks or
And
something. when you just
there's
gotta play him
weird
again.
rules out there to like half the teams in the league weren't even eligible to trade for like KD because of some rule of like you can't have a certain amount of it's some weird contract rule. But again, I think we can shut that book about dreaming about stars because should never read it again because it's never gonna happen. I have a game for you guys.
Mhm.
All right.
And this is how we'll close out because I think we've pretty much touched on everything we've
Wait,
wanted
do
to.
you want to touch on the Simons injury? Probably not. We kind of did with
We
if
kind of
should
did,
take or
yeah.
not.
How,
He's hurt,
how long
guys.
is he out? Yeah.
It's a
Oh, we
4
were
to
actually
6 weeks.
recording. We're actually recording a
Oh.
pod during the game. No, might as well bring it up. And then it's me and Cole in the pod last week, and I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty happy with how the Blazers have been injury wise. And then Cole's like, what do you say, Cole? Quote what you said.
I go, I think the Blazers have had actually pretty bad injury luck this year. Not necessarily, we haven't had a big injury, but everyone's just missed 5 or 6 games here or there. And Cody was like, "You got to knock on wood." So I did my due diligence, went to the door, knocked on wood. I guess I didn't knock
Right.
hard enough because
20 minutes later. So
it's very unfortunate.
It's just a sprain, right?
It's a sprain,
Yeah.
but Justice Winslow was just a sprain. He's been out since the end of December, so you just never know how long it's going to take. They say 4 to 6 weeks, but it'll probably be 4 to 6 weeks.
I think he's out for the
evaluated.
rest of the regular season, if I'm being honest.
I think it's depending on.
does
How we
Simons
do.
touch a floor again this season?
I think he touches the 4 again. If
I'm gonna go no.
if we're in striking
You're gonna go
distance, I think he
Because you don't think
touches
we're making
it.
the playoffs?
He touches
No,
it
I think-
for the last 6 games of the year. So April.
I think we're gonna lose in the. I think we're gonna lose in the play-in.
I kind of hope we make the plan because like the plan would be fun. I just want. I want to.
If
I
you
want
lose
to
the
meet.
play-in, you
Or
just
no,
have a
I
back
don't
half
hope we
lottery.
lose in the plan. I hope we make the plan. Obviously, I want to win.
All right.
But
What's the game?
game.
Yep.
Okay. So this has to do with Damian Lillard. I want you to name, and you don't have to go in order, but I want you to name the 10 player. Actually, we'll start with 5 players. Can you name the 5 players that Damian Lillard's played with that have averaged the most points per game with him? The 5 players.
In order,
Top
like
5.
me, then West, or just
No,
same
no, you
time?
guys.
Marcus Aldridge.
Can it be any order? Can I just name one in the
Can be
five?
any order.
Marcus
LaMarcus
Aldridge.
Aldridge is number 1. He averaged 22.7 points per game with Damian Lillard.
Is this like career
So-
points per game?
This is points per game when he played with Damian Lillard. So he played 3 seasons with him.
CJ McCollum.
CJ is number 3 with 18.5 points.
Mm,
And obviously, Damian Lillard got drafted in 2012.
Low key though, low key because it's
So-
his first year. Give me Jeremy Grant.
Jeremy Grant is number 2
wow.
at 19.7 points per game. I think
Good
that checks
guess.
out. We can say those are the 3 best players he's probably played with, maybe.
So that means
Cody,
For
you-
example, like Anthony Simons isn't on here because for the first 3 years of his career, he averaged 5 points per game.
Right. That makes
So
sense.
he's averaged 9.7 points per game with Dame.
Give me
So you're missing 4 and 5.
Batum. No, I don't think we should say him
Not a
yet.
bad
But
shout.
keep it in the back of our mind.
Keep it in the
I'm
back
trying to
pocket.
think. I'm trying to think of guys
Back
who like
pocket.
weren't young when they like because those first Terry Stotts didn't play Rooks. So it's not like they were gonna. Their career average just got tanked. I mean, give me Batum.
Nicholas
Yeah.
Batum is not on there, but he is number 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 at 12.5 points per
Hmm.
game.
Could it be Matthews? Did he average how many
No.
points? No.
No.
Is it a center? It's not Nurk. It's not. It's not.
The Nurk.
It is not Nurk. He is number 7 at 14.2 points per game.
It's not.
So
Ed Davis.
so CJ was
not-
3 at 18 point whatever. So we're working with this is gonna be tight.
Should I give you their points per games? Not that, I mean,
no,
you know the
because
range.
It's between 14 and 18. So.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
But, mm,
One guy is played for a while with Dame, and one guy not long.
I feel like it was just like a 1 year thing. But who would average 16 over the course of like 2 or 3 years? So we have
Myers Leonard. Speaking of Myers Leonard, you guys see the news?
Hey, Myers Leonard back in the league. I feel good for him because
Yeah,
I
that
have a
was my
jersey.
guess. That was my guess, by the way. But he just popped
I
in my
hope
head. And I was
not.
thinking of old players.
You did not need to mention that.
give me Norm.
Norman Powell's number 4 at 17.3 points
Great
per game.
guess.
All right, number 5.
Is this the guy who played with him for a while?
He played with him for like more than half a season.
Wh-
Like
Well, Norm played for like a year and a half.
Norm actually
Mm.
only played 55 games with him.
Yeah, it's virtually half season. So did this guy
Well, you
play
said-
more than Norm or less?
More than Norm. No, because Norm only played half a season. That's like
Oh,
that's
yeah, that was my original question. I said, is this next guy played the one
Yeah,
that played
that's why I said,
while
yeah,
Dame
yeah,
now?
because 55 is not a lot at all. Yeah,
Okay,
the guy.
sorry,
Sorry, I thought you
you
were talking about
said
Norm.
no. Okay,
It's maybe a really stupid guess, but it's not Whiteside, is it?
Whiteside's actually number 6.
Wow.
That's
good guess,
14.7.
Cody.
But he only played 65 games. So like this guy played
Wait, how much was
don't wanna
Whiteside at 6?
okay, 14.7. I don't want to say how many games because that has to do with the next.
So
the next
this guy averaged
segment.
more than 15?
He averaged 15.7.
Oh my gosh.
Not Mellow.
We didn't say
yeah,
West. There's
like,
just no chance it's West, bro. Is it West?
It's not Mellow. It's not Mellow,
Is that a
right?
guess?
Wait.
Is it West?
It is Wesley Matthews at 15.7 points per game. That shocked me. That seems like that's a good
Yeah, I
amount
thought
of points for
Batum
Wes.
averaged more, but
Okay, the second part of this question is: can you name the 10 players that have played the most games with Damian Lillard? The 10 players. Obviously, there's going to be some overlap.
J.
Nurk.
McCollum.
Let's try to go. No, we won't go in perfect order because 10 players. CJ is number 1 at 573. Nurk is number 5 at 279. Because you got to think Nurk he's missed like a season and a half worth of injuries.
Um.
give me Batum.
Yeah.
Batum is number 6 at 242.
Probably. I think I'm confident to go Harkless.
Number 4 at 286.
Aminu.
Aminu's number
Yeah.
3 at 305.
We even said number 2.
So you're missing 2, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Aldridge.
It's gonna be hard.
Aldridge is number 8 at
Nice
230.
guess. Nice guess. I think it's Robin Lopez. No, not guessing him. I'm not guessing him. Wes, do you think? No, I don't think so.
Who
He's
is
only here for
Dame?
like a couple seasons. We might guess him later though.
Some of
Low
these
key-
are just
Low key,
wild.
this might be a really dumb guess. But he's been in the league since 2018. Anthony Simons.
He's actually number 11 at 220. He missed the
Yeah,
cut by
I was-
2 games.
I was thinking that.
It's like 5 years is the minimum.
Not
It's Myers Leonard.
necessarily.
It's Myers Leonard.
Myers Leonard's number 2
Yeah.
at
was here
400
for-
games
Because he-
played. Because he
same
got
draft
drafted with
class.
Dame. Played 7 seasons with Dame. Averaged 5.4 points per game.
Thanks.
Yeah.
So
Give
you're
me-
missing
Um,
7, 9, and 10.
Could it be Plumlee or no? Maybe.
Yeah. Let's go Plumlee.
No, Plumlee is far down the list. Like
Yeah.
he's below
I forgot he got
Lame.
Nurk.
he's only played 135.
Give
Gary
me
Trent Jr.
no.
No. Okay.
The 3 guys you're missing, one played 4 seasons, one played 3, and one played 3.
It's
so-
Zach Collins, isn't it?
Ed Davis.
No, Ed Davis is number 12 though.
Dang
Not
it.
Zach Collins.
Zach Collins is number 15. You
No.
gotta think. Zach Collins, he did play 3 seasons with Dame, but
Oh,
one of
yeah.
those was shoulder injury.
More like
Ankle injury.
all 3 of them.
I would say these 3 guys are durable. One guy is known for being durable. I think though. I don't know. Maybe I'm
Evan
yes.
Turner.
Evan Turner's number 9 at
Really?
223 games.
This man was here for like 1 season.
He was here from 2016-17 to 2018-19. He averaged a whopping 7.6 points per game in
What
those
about
9 seasons.
what about another guy who got paid a bag in that same year, Alan Crabb?
Alan Crabb is number 7.
Wow.
He played 4 seasons, averaged a whopping 8 points per game. Talking
so
about
what am
guys
I
with
missing?
bags. You're missing number 10.
Maybe CJ Elby. Just kidding.
He
Forgot he
played
existed.
222 games with Damian Lillard.
2 more than Simons.
Let's see. Oh, it's Rodney Hood. Yeah.
It's not Rodney Hood.
Really?
No, Hood is
Let's go JJ Hickson.
Oh, it's
No,
Lopez.
kidding.
Robin Lopez.
no.
Not Robin Lopez.
No.
Derek Jones? No, obviously not him.
Shabazz Napier.
No, no,
That's a
no.
guess. No.
Come on, it's obvious. 'Cause you said I don't even know if you haven't you haven't said him yet.
Uh,
What do you mean? It's obvious.
Well, because like
Um,
I don't want to give it away why it's obvious, but
Okay, it's just he played a lot with Dame.
he was good with Dame too.
Cantor.
No.
Sorry. Freedom.
Respect him.
Yeah, my bad.
Guard, known for being durable until he
Andre
wasn't.
Miller.
No, known for being durable until he wasn't.
what?
Dude,
Um,
what do you mean?
You'll
known for
you'll
being-
understand it completely. It's like a riddle, I guess. Once you get it. His
It's not
nickname, I think, had to
Simons.
do with being durable.
What?
Tim Frazier.
No.
Hey.
What are you doing, bro?
Listen, Tim
Don't worry
Frazier
about it,
thing.
Cody. Shut
I
up.
don't know. I don't know.
Shut
I
up.
don't know.
Avenger.
Dude. Avenger?
Who are the what's
Captain
it?
America. Iron
Keep
Man.
going.
Wesley
He was
Matthews.
known as
Wesley
Iron Man.
Matthews.
We didn't say him. I thought we said him.
No, you didn't say him for this list.
Really?
Wesley Matthews, he was durable until he wasn't. Tore his Achilles. Even though he was known
Dude,
to
I-
sur-
Alright, I'm not gonna lie. I thought we already said him.
That's why I
Yeah.
said I thought you already said him. Some other names on this list that crack like the top 20. Joel Freeland
Oof.
cracked the
What
top 20.
what about Victor Claver?
No, I see on this list. I see
What about Mario
Darrell-
Hezonja?
Darrell Wright,
Oh,
Victor
gosh.
Claver is down there. Mario Hezonja played 53
What about
games.
Thomas Robinson? What about
Yeah.
Luke Babbitt?
Ronnie Price, Harry Giles,
What
Anthony
about Scalabiciere?
Tolly,
Kent
Tolliver.
Bazemore?
What?
Oh,
Tolliver.
Oh.
Tony Snell,
Bro, do
Tony.
you remember Tony Snell and Anthony Tolliver prized free agent additions?
Tim. Do you remember the name Tim Quarterman?
What a season.
Yeah. You remember Wade Baldwin? He was tough.
Jaron Cumberland.
Ugh,
Okay,
Jalen
well,
Horde. Okay. Is that
that's
it?
all I got. I think that's all we
That's it.
have for this podcast. That was a fun little game just to show. We went in a little star talk, who some stars Dame could get, and then talk about the stars he's played with.
Yep.
Not.
Stars?
Yeah. But that'll do it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe. Obviously, with the second half of the season starting, we will have more content coming out. So make sure to subscribe, like, comment. See you in the next one. Peace.